I'm really, really happy. As you can see, I did testify, and I'm confident with my testimony that I say my piece, that these children need. We're demanding for their immediate release, return to their loved ones. We need an immigration reform right now. That's what we've been complaining about. That's why we come out here when it's cold with our signs and our banner, just to keep reminding the world, just like on the 4th of July, it's not over until the children are released from these concentration camps. Mr. Avenatti is here today, and I was so happy to see him. He has just recently joined our legal team, and he's here to offer his support and help with PR as far as relating our message out there to the world, amplifying our cause about the children who are in these concentration camps. I think on the 4th of July, when I took a stand by scaling the Statue of Liberty, the world was watching and listening. And for the most part, people were listening hearing about these concentration camps for the first time. We have gotten to the point where, as a country, we stood so low that an immigrant from the Republic of Congo has to scale the Statue of Liberty to raise consciousness.
Bye!
Bye. Hi, how are you? You're going to talk about why it's important to Amy, do you have the
Where you go, Rick? Let's go. Where did you go? Patricia.
Hi, good afternoon. As you may know, I'm Ron Kuby. This is my associate, Ria Trivedi, our advisor, Michael Avenatti, who you know from a number of other venues, and of course, Patricia Okoumou, who is the defendant today. We are not surprised that Ms. Okoumou was convicted of the charges that had been leveled against her. She was offered the opportunity to take an easier path out and accept the plea of guilty. And ultimately, after discussion, it was her deeply felt belief that she couldn't advocate properly on behalf of the separated children while embracing the notion that she had done something wrong. I think what this trial demonstrated was that Patricia Okoumou acted out of the deepest and most profound sense of conscience in this extremely fraught and perilous time in the history of our republic. I'm extremely proud to have played a role in this case. I'm extremely proud to be able to call Patricia Okoumou my friend. I worry about the sentence to be imposed. She faces up to 18 months in prison. But in the great tradition of people who engage in civil disobedience, she has embraced her actions, and she's also embraced the potential consequences of those actions.
The verdict today was not surprising in light of the letter of the law, but sometimes you have to stand on principle. And I am proud to call Patricia my client, and I am proud to call her a patriot and someone who stood on principle, who stood on the idea that the Trump administration's draconian policies of separating children from parents, stripping children from mothers, has no place in any civilized society on earth, let alone on American soil. Again, the result today was not surprising, but sometimes you have to stand on principle, and history will be incredibly kind to Patricia. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for my friends and supporters the people who have rallied for my freedom in solidarity with the children. We stand on the right side of history. I am not a bit discouraged today. Our laws sometimes lack morality, and this is a perfect example of that. Children are in cages. There is no debating about it, folks. We are spending holidays with our own family, cuddling, being all comfortable and happy, while migrant children who simply came to this country like our ancestors did to seek happiness, freedom, and liberation for themselves, instead of welcoming them like Lady Liberty symbolizes, instead of treating them with kindness, what we show them is cages. So if I go in a cage with them, I am on the right side of history. I do not regret my action on the 4th of July. The world got to see the ugly side of our history. It's up to us to stand up, as I did on the 4th of July, to do right by our history, because our children are watching, our children are listening, and the world is laughing at us.
How does this country reward its heroes and its sheroes? By locking them up, by assassinating them. This woman should be celebrated and not prosecuted. More people need to stand up and do what's right. How is it that Donald Trump's judges can let his people go free and overturn the acts that he opposes, but liberal judges don't do a goddamn thing for us? Liberal judges and these progressive judges are not helping us. That judge agreed with us today, but he wants to stick to the color of the law. When are people going to stick by colored people? When are they going to stick by colored immigrants? When are they going to free these children? She sparked a conversation that the nation needed to have. Who's going to carry the torch? Who's going to continue to fight this fight? Or are you going to sit back and let Donald Trump and his minions, like those prosecutors upstairs, keep stripping us of our rights and stripping us of our country? It's the government versus Patricia. It wasn't the people. If it was the people, she would be set free. Yes. And I say all power to the people.
Power to the people.
My name is Hawk Newsom. I'm the founder of Black Lives Matter New York, and this is some bullshit.
Repeat after me. In the name of humanity.
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 We stand with Patricia.
We stand with Patricia.
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE.
Hashtag return the children.
Hashtag return the children. Free the children.
Free the children.
Free the children.
Free the children.
Free the children.
Free the children.
We have never seen change happen on a legislative level without sacrifice, without someone putting their freedom at risk, without somebody putting their voice out, and without people rallying in support. I think as times have gone on, we've moved in a very desensitized place as human beings. We've become very desensitized to what are happening. I mean, we're analyzing everything from behind the camera. Our ears are shut and our hearts are closed. You may or may not have seen me on a television show called Pose. As a black trans woman, there's a lot of rhetoric out that is very, very much against my existence. And all of it has all been fallen and centered by a matter of opinion. I think it's really important for public figures right now to stand up on the right side, to speak up, to put your egos and your fears away, and get it together and stand with Patrice. Free Patrice, release the children.
Release the children.
We were inside of the courtroom, in the front row actually, when the verdict was read. It was very tense towards the final part of the court case, and I feel that was because, as Ron Kuby said, that there was a 100% chance that Patricia would be charged when she entered the courtroom, but the chance seemed to go down. However, the prosecutor insisted, or the judge insisted, that he was following the law, and so he did charge her because she did not do anything to deny the charges. In fact, she openly admitted to them. which is kind of debatable, but yes, she did openly admit to them, and she certainly did not deny the charges. As many people said, if you noticed, Michael Avenatti was here. I was very lucky enough to bump into him and talk to him multiple times during this court hearing, and most of the people feel that the only reason much of the media is here is because Michael Avenatti was here, or it was because of Patricia's court case. She's been getting very little coverage, and as someone in the news industry myself, I've seen that. She's been getting very little coverage, and the coverage she has been getting is mostly anti-coverage from right-wing organizations, very violent.
It was kind of tense during the end, since I didn't know if she was going to plead guilty or not, but it's kind of disappointing, but it's just what it is, I guess.